Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to this week's weekly market analysis, Monday, the 1st of May. Before we get started, as always, please understand that any advice in today's session is of a general nature only and that your personal circumstances have not been taken into consideration. Okay, so let's get forward. The first week of the month is usually the busiest in terms of data releases. We have a whole variety of data that is due out this week. So let's go through the currencies of importance, and we'll start off with, what are we going to start off with? Let's have a look at the Aussie dollar. So you can see Aussie dollar this week, of course, the first Tuesday of the month is the day that the RBA makes its interest rate announcement, and that will happen tomorrow at 2:30. Now, a couple of things to note from this is that the last time that the RBA met, they expressed caution about the economy and the labour market specifically. In March, the labour market activity, it seemed to have rebounded, so this should ease their mind a little, and most analysts believe that there will be no change tomorrow. So that's what they're forecasting. That's the opinion of most analysts. So I'm specifically talking about here, 2:30 tomorrow. If you'd like to see activity, if you've never seen activity in the marketplace, how fast it can move, I suggest you log on, have a bit of a look just before 2:30, and you'll see plenty of action there. Of course, we have the trade balance as well over here, which is an important time to see a reflection of how our economy is doing. And we have the minutes from the RBA if they want to add anything further to the decision that was made earlier in the week. These are the highlights for the Aussie dollar. Okay, there is a couple of China, I think this one here, the China PMI numbers can affect our own Aussie dollar as well. All right, so there you go, that's Aussie dollar. We also have, if we look at the US is the most impacting this week. Currently in the US right now, there seems to be a deviation between performance of the economy versus the market expectation for the Fed Reserve to increase their rates in May. Now, that's largely due to the French elections, which caused a volatile movement in the market. So that's the situation there. Now, most analysts believe that there will not be an interest rate decision, movement in the US, and you can see that's this one here. This is the most, typically this could be highly impacting. So we get the FOMC statement and the federal funds rate. So now, because of recent times and what's happened, they don't think there will be a raise in this week coming, so it's more than likely it may push out at least till June, possibly to September. So let's see what happens on that front. The PMI number is an important number as well. That happens at midnight. That's tonight actually, at midnight our time. And of course the big one, non-farm payroll. Okay, this is a very impacting piece of data, and it will probably be the biggest market moving event of the week. Recently we've had soft data releases from the US, so most are expecting a major rebound in this non-farm payroll number, so keep an eye on it. It probably will be volatile. Okay, so there you have it. That's from the US. We also have in Kiwi news or New Zealand news, unemployment rates over here that I'm highlighting for you. That's on Wednesday morning, and the employment change. And in the UK, look, all the Brexit drama seems to have been forgotten for the time being, and now this particular week we have PMI numbers, manufacturing, construction and services, which I'm highlighting for you right now. So let's see what the data provides for us. The pound is at the moment just about touching that 130 level. against the US. It's a major critical psychological level. So let's see what happens. If this data comes on the good side, we could break through it. It'll play out that flag pattern that I talked about this morning in the daily call, and I have mentioned it in the last weeks or so. So look, if the data comes in good, the flag pattern plays out. I love flag patterns. They're usually very, very strong trading patterns. So let's see what happens there. That's the highlights of the news that we have. Other bits of news which I haven't circled out for us is the CAD. We have unemployment rates over here. And the trade balance right over there, if there's any CAD dollar traders, and then that pretty much rounds off the week. I think this week, due to the nature of the data, it could be the Aussie USD, okay, specifically because we have RBA week and non-farm and monetary policy rates from the US, or the GBPUSD. These will be the most volatile pairs that are under the microscope, specifically due to data releases. Okay, as always, guys, please note these times. These are in my local time. It's Australian Eastern Standard Time, so keep an eye. Don't get caught out in a trade that you don't want to be in, specifically if you're a shorter term trader, and just see how we go. All right, time to move on. A quick one. What have I got? Let me see what my next slide is. A trading challenge update. The update is we had a pending order go into the market Friday, I think it was Friday or Thursday, I can't remember now, but it didn't trigger. So essentially it's unchanged. We have not triggered trade number 9 yet. We're still 8 trades to the record. Okay, that's the quick update. That's what's coming. Let me bring my charts forward and let's rock and roll, as they say. Okay, Aussie dollar. Let's kick off with the Aussie dollar. Let's see what we've got. Okay, we've just busted through these levels here. Okay, the best bet Aussie dollar right now is, let's wait possibly a couple more candles. Hopefully it happens in this region here where I've circled. If we get a really nice inside candle or an engulfing candle, then we can try and trade down. And since we've broken this level here, it would appear that we could be starting to get into trend. Makes this trade really a lot more probable, specifically because we've taken out this significant low with this little activity over here. So what I'm really looking forward to, can you guys hear me? I think I'm just getting a message that I've lost audio. Can you just confirm if you can hear me, please? Just a quick check that you guys can hear me. A quick sound check, guys. Can you hear me? Okay. I just dropped out. You didn't miss anything, okay? So I realized that I didn't. I just stopped. Okay, all right. So what I'm trying to play for here on the Aussie dollar is I just want a little bit of a pullback into this area over here, and then I want to hit this trade to continue to fall down. Okay, so it's all set. It's pretty much exactly what we're looking for. I think we're probably like 3-4 candles away from it. Let's see if we can get it. and hopefully we can trigger. Okay, so that's it. Aussie dollar. There's nothing else really that I want to play in that region. Euro USD. Okay, so this gap is still in play. So if I'm really looking hard to see if I can get a shorting opportunity, because this is like it's a really rare trade. It will be bound by this channel. There's a gap, and if we get price action, then naturally we want to close this gap back up, and the trade becomes even higher of a probability than what it would normally become. So I'm not prepared to just short it just for the sake of it. So we're nearly triggered in here around this candle, but there was nothing happened there. That's not a signal. So what I can wait for is, give me a sec, let me just drop into a 4-hour. Let's see if I can justify a trade. No, there's not even anything in the 4-hour chart, unfortunately. Okay, so what we're going to wait for is, let's hope that this current candle finishes inside of, so we get an inside candle there, and then tomorrow we can hit it down. Okay, so that's all I can really hope for. I can't force it. I don't want to force it. It's a really volatile week, so let's see if we can get what we're looking for. All right, so that's our Euro USD. The channel is really well established. There's nothing else that I would consider. Okay, let's move on to the GBPUSD. Okay, we are now clearly in trend. Okay, so from this point onwards, see, we've crossed over here, the moving averages. We've taken out everything that we needed to take out. This is now, this we would now say we are in trend. Okay, so let me just get rid of this line so it doesn't bother me anymore. So now I'm going to start to look for trends upwards. Well, look, the most classic trade is the flag pattern, which is right there. Okay, it's a classic pattern. If this plays out and we get those PMI data to give us what good data, we could expect to get to at least about that level there, which is about nearly 131. Okay, I'm just doing this visually with my eye, but that looks about right. Is anybody did anybody trade this flag pattern? Can I just get a show of hands if anybody traded it? I know there's a couple of you guys that trade flags. I did call it out. I mean, I did talk about it last week. Keep an eye on it. All right, so on the assumption that no one is on this trade, the next best thing that you can do, and pretty much the only thing that you can do now, is you've got to wait for it to come back into this region and then try and hit it off there if you get a nice price action movement. There's really no other option on this one. Okay, so let me just see if I can see a pattern or something. No, there's nothing on this one. All right, guys, so pretty much either you're in this trade already, or we're going to have to wait for a pullback, and let's see if we can get a trade as we pull back, get the price action, and then shoot off on it. Okay, so there you go, GBPUSD. Let's move along. Gold. Gold was the chart of the day today, I believe. Oh, this is not playing out too well. Okay, so we had, on the assumption that we are in trend, that's the assumption. It's not going too good. Right over here, there's 3 candles that were inside of each other. which basically meant when the market opened this morning, we broke the top, so we could be justified being buyers. The market's down here already. Your stop would be here. This one looks like it's going to get stopped out. If you're not in the trade and you're a little bit courageous, you could take the trade right now. There's a very shallow stop on it. Okay. To be honest, it looks like it's probably going to get stopped. So if I had not taken the trade and I'm looking at this trade right now for the very first time, I wouldn't trade this one. Not now. Okay, not based on this candle. Had I seen it a little bit earlier when the candle was there, yes, I would have. But now that it's come all the way down here, if this was the first time that I was looking at it, I wouldn't trade it. Okay, so I'm not going to take it right now. But let's see, it may hold, it may not. All right, couple of questions. Euro USD, why am I not considering a H4 hammer? Let me have a quick look. I'm assuming you're talking about this candle right here. Is that correct? Okay, that's not a pattern, that's not an entry signal. Okay, if you remember the correct price action reversal looks something like this. You'll get your green candle. Okay, let's color it in. Okay, it can have a stick. Then you'll get your hammer, which we have, but then the next candle must close beyond halfway of this candle, and this candle over here is not doing that. Okay, it should have closed. If it closed below that dotted line there, then yes, it would be a signal. Okay, people get confused. They just think just because we have a hammer by itself is not a reversal signal, guys. By itself, it means nothing. Okay, it means that the market rejected it, but it's not strong enough. And on top of that, there's a level that is higher than the signal. Okay, so it makes it even less likely of a reversal. Does that make sense? Is everybody clear on that? So the correct pattern is that. We don't have it, and on top of that, it's not even the highest point. So that's why I didn't consider it. So I did drop into the 4-hour and look, but there was nothing there. Okay, so we just did gold. Let's move on to the US yen. US yen. Okay, this channel's starting to come in nice. Let me zoom in a bit better. Oh, hang on. I said I could look for two. I tried to trade. Did I have this as a chart of the day on Thursday or something? Can anybody just remind me? But it didn't trigger. It's looking familiar. Okay, yeah, it didn't trigger. All right, so what I was trying to trade was off this line over here. There was the inside candle over there, trying to go this way, but it broke upwards, so it didn't trigger, so we got no trade out of it. That's okay, we didn't lose anything either. Let me get rid of this line now. Let me see. Okay, let's wait. Let's see what happens over here. This is where I want the trade. I want it right there. That's where I want to hit it. Okay, so we can't force it. The market is what the market is. Let's wait for it and let's see if we can get the trade. And then that would be a good trade because we would have one touch, two touches, and that would be touch number 3. And we've definitely got 1, 2, and 3 confirmed down the bottom. So this would be a good signal to try and take a trade there. Now remember, you still got to wait for the price action. Don't just take it just because we're at the perimeter. All right, that's the US yen. Euro yen. Oh, can't believe it. It came up to us. It actually came to meet us. Okay, let me see. Let's see if we can get a trade in here. All right, obviously that line is quite clear. It's acting as resistance. So what I'm going to try and do is see if I can get a trade in. Okay, two options. One option is we wait to see if these two end up being inside candles of each other. If that's the case, well then tomorrow you can place your order straight away. Okay. The other option is, let me go into a 4 hour and let's see what have I got. Okay, if I was going to trade it off a 4 hour chart, there was the signal here. There's the inside candle. Then what happened was the next one was another set of inside candles. And then right there, you would have triggered if you were trading a 4 hour chart. So if you were trading a 4 hour chart, you would be in this trade. It has not been stopped out yet. The stop's up there somewhere. So what do you say, guys? We'll take this one or not? Yes or no? Okay, everybody has to answer. Either say yes, no, or if you're not sure, just give me a question mark. Okay? Okay. All right, most of you are saying yes. A couple of people are saying I only trade off the daily candles, so that's good. So if you're only a daily candle trader, then you cannot take this trade. Okay, so just to be specific, if I do take it, I'm taking it off a 4 hour. I'm taking it off the H4. All right, so okay, well I'm just going to take this one just to make it a bit exciting. And it's the criteria is good. The stop's 36. Let's make the stop 50. It'll give me a little bit of room. Where's my ticket? $50. Let me just size this up. I'm going to trade at about $4.50 to make it work for me. So I'm just going to go 0.043. No, it's got to be smaller because US dollars, yen. I'll go 0.38. Okay, my stop. I'll adjust it in 1 second. And my target, I'll adjust in 1 second. And here we go. Got it. Now, just let me measure. I think I got my stop correct. That's too tight. It's 13. Okay, got it in now. Let me zoom out, have a look what I've done. And okay, my target right now is roughly at about 1-to-1. I'll adjust it later to how I want it, but anyway, there we go, we're in. So that's euro yen we just sold. The reason is we are at a resistance level, and on a 4 hour chart we got 3 inside candles. We triggered. We're getting a price a little bit better than what we would have, so we are in this trade. Okay, let's move on. Kiwi dollar. Okay, Kiwi dollar. Okay, so this line didn't give us, we were looking for possibly something over here to go this way, but obviously you can see that there's no price action there, so there's no damage done. That's the beauty of what we do, so we don't not going to get hurt on it. Let's get it out. This line now, got to get it out. This one, got to start again with this chart. Let me just look back. What's concerning about this chart is that, see these levels here, they were strong. Now there's nothing here. This could fall all the way down, okay, in theory, or at least to about this level here. So what we'll do is we just got to let it go. We just got to let it go. Probably the highest probability trade is that this will fall a little bit more, then come back, and then when we're in this level somewhere, then we might get an opportunity to take the first trade down. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. Kiwi dollar. US CAD. Okay, US CAD. Remember we drew this line over here just to see if we possibly could get a trade there. You can clearly see over here there is no price action. So we got protection. So now let's get rid of it. And now we're coming up to the top one. So we can start to look for this one already. This is good. I love channels. Okay, so we may get one there. Okay, so keep an eye on that one. So tomorrow morning, if these two, let me zoom in better so everybody can see it. Tomorrow morning, you may have an inside candle occurring out of those two candles there. Now I can adjust the lines to make it look a bit better, and I'll show you how. So I can squeeze them in, I can make it look a bit better. So I can bring that other line into play. This is part of the magic of pattern trading, and now you can clearly see that I've made it touch. See, it's touching right there. We're touching, we're touching, we're touching, 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 and we're touching. Everybody's happy. Look for this trade tomorrow. This is a hot one, US CAD. All right, WTI, oil. See these support lines and resistance lines that we've been drawing, when I first drew them, it seemed like, why would you draw a line over here when the market was all over there? And look at that, it's come right to my line, okay? You cannot beat good old-fashioned 1970s pattern trading. All right, can we trigger a trade in here though? Oh, we got nothing. That's disappointing. Ah, killer, nothing. Oh, what a bummer. That's a really good level too. Almost tempted to break a rule and just take a long just because, but I won't. So, okay, so how can it come into play? Let's have a quick look. How can it come into play? Best way it can come into play is if this candle here goes at something like that, for example, and then tomorrow I get a little one there. It's not going to be the lowest, but I will get a fractal there, and then I could take it as such. Okay, and there you have it. WTI. That's the week. Let me quickly recap. If you have any questions, please ask them now. Aussie dollar. We're waiting for a pullback. We believe we've taken out a significant low and we could be starting into a trend, so we're looking for it right over there. Euro USD. Let's see what today's candle is. Tomorrow we could have a trade trigger for us. We're very, very, very close to it. GBPUSD, you're either long already on a flag, or we're waiting for a pullback into this moving averages, into here, and trend continuation. Seems to be the theme of today's class. Gold, if you're either in this trade already from this morning, or if you're aggressive, you might just take it right now. Okay guys, you should be able to hear me again now. Can you hear me? I apologize. I'm going to chuck this computer in the bin literally when I finish this class. So if I don't have any charts for the next week, I don't know what I'm going to do, but I've had it with this computer. I'll bring in my other one. Okay, so what was I saying? Gold, you're either in a trade or you're about to aggressively enter. US yen, we're waiting to get to the other side of the channel. Euro yen, we've taken a position short. It's going against us at the moment a little bit. Kiwi dollar, we've broken a significant low. We need to pull back and see what happens. US CAD, let's wait till tomorrow. We could have the trade there. And oil, we are looking to see what the next couple of candle patterns give us. Okay, there you have it. All right, any questions I'll give you? I'm going to stop the recording now.